Yesterday is already a dream. Yesterday is already a dream. This is indeed a disturbing universe.
Hello, greetings, and welcome. Welcome to the Stereo 999 YouTube channel. I am your host, the artist formerly known as Stereo Steve. And for this video, I'm going to kind of do my take on another video that I was recently watching, which was from Martin the Martian at Martin's Vinyl over in the UK. And he did, I forgot the exact title, but it was relatively common records, but unusual pressings, unusual variants. So I'm going to call this the usual records in unusual form. And I'm just going to get right into it before I ask you all to like and subscribe and all that stuff. So yeah, there's records that everybody has, but they're kind of unusual, rare variants. A lot of it kind of depends where you are. For instance, I'm here in the US and having an original English pressing of Crosby, Stills, Nash & Young Deja Vu that says made in Great Britain with the red and purple Atlantic instead of the red and green Atlantic. That's unusual. Here it's got the textured cover, it's got all the insides. This one I found in the 80s, The Who Sell Out, one of my favorite albums, but this is a German pressing from the early 80s, limited edition. And besides this cool Polydor label, it has Medak on the front instead of the original, which had the baked beans on the front. They reversed the covers. They reversed the pictures. So you got Pete and Roger on the back and John and Keith on the front. This next one I recently found, and I was very stoked to find. This is maybe not as common, but Strictly Personal by Captain Beefheart. You know, the US originals, you know, have this label with the stamps, but this early 70s English pressing on the Sunset label configures it into a box tied up with string. And this is a really good sounding pressing too. Alright. Just want to show you this really quick. Elvis, Pure Gold. Great compilation of Presley. It's got Jailhouse Rock, it's got In the Ghetto, it's got Love Me Tender, Don't Be Cruel. And very styling picture of Elvis here. Pure gold here. But this is the U.S. original here. But I have this foreign pressing. This is pressed in Czechoslovakia, and it looks like that on the Opus label. I thought that was really interesting. Saw that in a bargain bin and grabbed it. Something I discovered recently, the Canadian Steppenwolf albums were on RCA instead of ABC Dunhill. And this is Steppenwolf II, their second album. And for one, it's plain paper. It doesn't have the foil reflective cover. Other than that and the RCA logo here, it's pretty much the same cover. But the label for this 1968 release. The label is like the 1950s style RCA dog label. I'm fascinated by labels. I'm easily amused. Speaking of labels, this next one, this is a English pressing of Yes, Fragile. It's got the purple and red instead of green and red. And the booklet is like attached to the middle instead of just thrown in the cover. And this is more gray instead of brown coloring. But these stickers with the members of the band's faces attached to the cover, I know nothing about this. I talked to my guy who's a Yes expert. He knew nothing about this. Maybe somebody who originally owned this record had these stickers from somewhere else and stuck them on the cover. But I've talked about this before, so this counts as unusual because it's a mystery. Maybe it's from a parallel universe where they had the stickers. All right. Devo, Are We Not Men? We Are Devo. The Canadian pressing of this came in this nice vomit vinyl here. Okay, and Dire Straits' first album. It's their best. I kind of fell off with some of their later stuff, but I really like the first two Dire Straits albums. And Martin showed that he had an actual Vertigo swirl pressing of this. American pressings came out on Warner Brothers. This one, I found at a garage sale. This is a Yugoslavian pressing on the Philips label. Okay. Aerosmith Rocks. Ironically, one of their best albums, even though it doesn't have like a super huge hit on it. This is the American album cover, but I threw in one of those Taiwanese pressings that I found that was really clean. On the first label. Okay, this I just kind of knew. This kind of turned up in a used record store 20 years ago or something. I knew there was something special, something unusual about this. Dark Side of the Moon. This is a New Zealand pressing that has the Green Harvest label instead of the custom label. Not only that, but these New Zealand pressings of Dark Side of the Moon have a mispressing variant, which I discovered when I listened to it, and I kind of looked at the runoffs, and there were some kind of clues. Side 1 is the quad mix, and side 2 is the regular stereo mix. It's New Zealand, Pink Floyd, Dark Side of the Moon.
Now do classical gas.
Alright. This was one back in the 90s I was pretty stoked to find in a thrift store. This is the Mason Williams phonograph record, which is the album that has his hit song Classical Gas and some other. It's not all acoustic though. There's also some rock songs with some vocals. Mason Williams did a lot of different kind of stuff. This is the Japanese pressing, and it's a OG Japanese pressing from back in the day. Not only does it have all Japanese info and liner notes on the back, and the other albums you can buy, inner sleeve, but it is pressed on the elusive, ever clean red vinyl that collectors just go bonkers for this, because it's a really good quality, good sounding record. And the last one, I got a second stack of records I'm gonna do after the break, which are gonna be more like promos and stuff. But the last one here, also Japanese, the Monkees Head soundtrack. Instead of having that mirror reflective cover, it has a picture of the band, Obi, the Arista reissues from whenever those were. But see this little red thing? That says white label promo. Wrong inner sleeve, but yeah. White label promo. Japanese Monkees Head. Alright, I'll be back. Hang on. Just stick around. Don't go away.
After every attempt, after every endeavor, after every creative venture, it's never enough. You're always rolling it back in your mind, replaying it back in your mental recording device. Thinking, I could have done this different. Had a better outcome. I could have gotten more from this if I did this. And it's always 20/20 hindsight. What you got to do is you got to just accept, the ups and downs of each adventure on the fucking movie of your life, and use the information and what you got from it in your mind and in your heart and soul to try to make the next one even better, or a little better, or whatever.
Oh yeah, that's just fine. Come on, boys, just one more time.
Okay, and we're back, and we're talking about unusual pressings of the usual records. Records everybody seems to have, or most people, I don't know. Who is everybody in this world? But sometimes the original was a certain way, and they changed it. This is Fleetwood Mac, then Play On. Masterpiece of Peter Green era. And this is the original that does not include the song Oh Well, which is normally at the bottom of side one. And brown and orange reprise label. This is Roxy Music's second album, For Your Pleasure. And this is, the originals were on Warner Brothers. Had a gatefold. the picture of the band in all their glammed out glory, where most of the copies you see are on Atco or Atlantic and don't have the gatefold. There's also a nice white label promo. Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers, You're Gonna Get It. Second album. Originals were on Shelter record label. And the promos were on this beautiful red vinyl. These don't turn up very often. I was extremely lucky to find one cheap years and years ago, but I saw the gold promo stamp and I'm like, could it be? Could it be one of the red vinyl ones? And it was. Another one where the promos were colored vinyl. The Moody Blues Octave. And this was kind of their comeback after Seventh Sojourn. They took a little break for a couple years. And then they came back with this album, Octave. 1979, yeah. 78. These glasses, it's hard to see. But they give you a heads up. The promos of this were on blue vinyl, and they have that sticker on the front to let you know. So you don't really have to check every one. But that's a nice color. I like that. And this is one of their less talked about records, but it's got some good songs on it. And last record that I'm going to show. I mean, I've got more things like this, but I don't want to go on for 1,000 hours talking about this stuff. I just wanted to show a few cool ones here. Electric Light Orchestra, Out of the Blue. Just going to open this whole artwork. See? It's subliminal. It's subliminal because the ELO spaceship is the egg, and the docking shuttlecraft is the sperm, and it's given birth to this double album. And yeah, there's the bridge there. Very cool. But it's got all or most of the junk that came with it, the old posters and stuff. But the promos had the United Artists logo on the label and were on blue vinyl. And that's it. That's it for my unusual versions of the usual records. If you know of any other cool ones, let me know in the comments. Maybe this can be a thread. Maybe other people can jump on this. But I'll put a link to Martin's original video in the description. And I will see y'all next time I see you. Peace. Show and tell, just a game I play when I want to show you some records. So like and subscribe, and you'll see them next time too.